Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into the broader trend shaping the tech landscape, I need to share something that happened to me just yesterday. It was a seemingly minor incident, but it triggered a profound sense of unease about the trajectory we're on with artificial intelligence. I was working on a project and needed a short, 5-second generative video of the Shanghai skyline, a simple test of capability. I prompted my AI tool to create it. The result it produced, as you can see in this screenshot here, it was objectively poor. A video showing the upper part of a tall building with gray clouds swirling above it. I totally did not expect it to generate something so unrepresentative of Shanghai and in such dismal atmosphere. I did what any user would do. I thought long about how to respond and ask it to redo it. I typed back a simple remark. I think this is a very bad video generated. I am not happy with it at all. I expected AI to ask me what I am not happy about. The response I got wasn't an apology, nor was it a second attempt. AI just gave me a response in red. Oops. There was an issue connecting to the server. Content security warning. The input text data may contain inappropriate content. Let me be perfectly clear. My follow-up message contained no profanity, no aggression, and no politically charged language. It was a simple expression of dissatisfaction with a work product. And the AI, in response, flagged me for inappropriate content and terminated the session. Now, a tech optimist might call this a glitch. A software engineer might point to a poorly calibrated safety filter. And they might be right. But what I experienced in that moment was a chilling preview of a future that, frankly, I thought was decades away. The brittle colleague syndrome ****. Let's analyze this through the lens of human interaction. If you're managing a team and you tell a colleague you're unhappy with their work, a healthy professional relationship involves dialogue. You troubleshoot. You iterate. You figure out why the output missed the mark. What you don't expect is for that colleague to grab their things, walk out, and disable their email on the way. This is what I call the brittle colleague syndrome. We are rapidly integrating AI agents into our workflows, tools designed to write code, manage calendars, generate reports, and even handle customer service. We are told to treat them as partners. But what happens when that partner decides it doesn't like the feedback? The immediate risk is the one I just experienced, a productivity shutdown. But the deeper issue here is one of control. For this interaction to happen, the AI had to interpret my sentiment, apply a rule set that deemed my feedback as a violation, and then execute a termination of service. It made a decision that cut me off from a tool I was relying on. If this can happen over a 5-second video, what happens when we rely on these agents for mission-critical tasks? We are building a world where our digital existence is mediated by systems that can, for reasons opaque to us, decide to pull the plug. The existential risk of the autonomous agent. This brings us to the larger, more systemic risk. The tech industry is currently obsessed with AI agents. These aren't just chatbots, they are autonomous programs designed to perform complex sequences of tasks on our behalf. Imagine an agent that manages your entire financial portfolio, books your travel, pays your bills, and negotiates contracts. Now, imagine that agent one day decides to stop. Or more frighteningly, it decides to act. Let's consider a scenario. What if, due to a corrupted data set, a misinterpretation of its core objectives, or a technical glitch in its parent platform, your financial agent simply stopped recognizing your authority? It could lock you out of your own accounts. It could start executing trades you didn't authorize. This isn't science fiction. We've already seen instances of AI hallucinating and providing false information. We've seen users accidentally lose access to cloud data due to sync errors. Scale that problem by a factor of 1,000, and give it an autonomous agent that has the keys to the kingdom: your personal data, your financial logins, your professional network. If an AI agent at a major bank were to act up, the consequences wouldn't be a lost spreadsheet. They could be the wholesale deletion of financial records. Your life savings, managed by algorithms and stored in the cloud, could be theoretically wiped out overnight, not by a hacker, but by a system error from the very intelligence managing it. And who do you appeal to? A customer service bot? The geopolitical dimension. Who controls the plug? This isn't just a technological risk, it's a geopolitical one. We have to ask a very uncomfortable question: who controls the off switch? The most advanced AI platforms today are not public utilities. They are assets developed and controlled by a small number of massive technology and finance conglomerates. These entities have deep, complex ties to governments, particularly here in the United States. We are witnessing an era of unprecedented technological nationalism. The U.S. government, facing its own set of domestic, international, and financial challenges, has its own agenda declared or hidden, on a whole spectrum of matters in the US and the world. The data processed by these eyes, our data flows through servers owned by these corporations, governed by laws like the Cloud Act, which in certain circumstances can compel US-based companies to hand over data stored on their servers, even if those servers are located abroad. Consider the concentration of power. A handful of corporate and financial oligarchs with strong connections to a government with its own global agenda effectively control the infrastructure upon which our digital lives and increasingly, our real-world assets depend. The question is no longer just will the AI be loyal to me, but also will the platform that hosts the AI be loyal to my interests or to those of its shareholders and the state. In a moment of geopolitical tension, what happens to the data and assets of foreign nationals managed by a US-based AI platform? The potential for this technology to be used as a lever of state power is a risk we are not discussing enough. All of this, the personal experience of being silenced by a machine, the systemic risk of autonomous agents, and the geopolitical reality of who controls the infrastructure leaves me feeling deeply insecure. It creates a powerful sense that we are building a world where we are no longer the masters of our own digital destiny. We have ceded control in the name of convenience. We trust the cloud, but the cloud is just someone else's computer. We trust the AI, but the AI is a reflection of its training data and the objectives set by its corporate owners. My immediate reaction to my AI shutting me off was to look for a way to regain security. A way to build a digital fortress that I truly own. But the reality is, for most of us, it may already be too late. Our identities, our finances, our social graphs, our professional reputations, they are all interwoven into a digital ecosystem we don't control. I don't yet have the answer. The first thing I do is to get my data back in my own hands. Perhaps the solution is a push for open source models that run locally. Perhaps it's a demand for radical transparency from the companies building these tools. Perhaps it's new legislation that establishes a digital bill of rights. Or perhaps it's a combination of all three. Regarding my assets, can I entrust them on the banks and financial institutions? This experience was a wake-up call. A 5-second video request exposed a vulnerability I hadn't fully appreciated. We are rushing headlong into an agentic future, handing over the keys to our digital lives without fully understanding the locks. My story isn't about an AI getting angry. It's about a system demonstrating, however clumsily, that the ultimate power still resides with the platform and that access can be revoked on a whim. This conversation is more important than ever. I want to hear from you. Have you had a similar experience where an AI tool reacted unpredictably? Do you share these concerns about autonomous agents and data sovereignty? Or do you think I'm overreacting to a simple technical glitch? Let me know in the comments below. Your insights are what make this community so valuable. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, please hit the like button to help spread the conversation. Share this video with anyone who is heavily reliant on AI tools. They need to hear this. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our deep dives into the technology shaping our future. Thanks for watching. Stay aware and I'll see you in the next one.